105 Ekadashi Shuklapaksa bulan Daishaka. Dapuntahiyang naik ti sambaw mga lapsidaya tradisaptami. Shuklapaksa bulan gesto dapuntahiyang marlapas dari may nangangatamwan. Mamawad jalang bela dua laksad ang 200
Welcome to lesson 6 in our Basics of Malay lessons, courtesy of Seva International Singapore. All right. If you have been following our lessons, welcome back. I hope you also try the exercises we have included in each lesson. It will only help you to practice using the Malay language as you learn it. It is not a test, but the last two exercises, which were translation, may have been challenging, but I'm sure you're up to it. Today we'll continue the use of prepositions with the new words learned in the last lesson. In one conversation, you may find a lot of new words, but this is for those who may already have some Malay and would enjoy learning more words. So don't worry, the root words are always obvious, and you will see that the use of prefix is how the language becomes more flavorful or has more words. How we add more words in Malay is with the use of prefixes and suffixes, all right? So student, please read.
Selamat kembali. Pada hari ini kita akan terus belajar bahasa Melayu.
All right, now what she said is, welcome back. Today we shall continue to learn Malay. In Malay, you say Melayu for Malay, all right? Now I've introduced this word akan because here is where tense comes into Malay. The use of akan denotes the future tense. So if you will continue or you will do something, you use akan, right? Terus is straight, continue. And belajar, interestingly, means study or learn, but the root word is ajar, which is teach. And just the addition of the prefix changes the meaning of the word from teach to learn. So this is how the vocabulary of Malay somehow expands. Okay? Slide, please. Yeah. All right, we are back to learning some new words. Now here are more relations that we have in the family. We have learned some, like brother and sister and mother and father, but here you have child, which is anak. Anak is anybody's child. Anak lelaki is son. Now lelaki is male, so son would be anak lelaki. Anak perempuan, daughter. Again, perempuan is female, so anak perempuan would be your daughter. Istri and bini are two words used for wife. For husband, there are three words, laki, abang, or suami. The most common is laki, but many women will be calling their husbands abang, although abang also, we have learned, means older brother, all right? Swami is very common to many languages, so it is more formally used, right? Saudara, kawan, and sahabat are words for friend, most common being kawan. Kawan saya, right? Kawan-kawan saya would be my friends or my friend, if you're saying just kawan saya. Bapa and mak saudara. Now we have learned pakcik and makcik. Now those are general auntie and uncle for someone older. But if they are your real uncle and auntie, they are your papa or mak saudara. Similarly, bapa and mak mertua would be someone's father and mother-in-law, right? So we are using the same words for the father and mother, but we add this mertua to mean that they are the in-laws. Next slide, please. All right, so we have our first conversation. Most of these words we have already learned, so my student will read.
Ramli ialah ketua pasukan kerja saya.
Okay, now here is the word pasukan. and kerja, right? Which we learned. Pasukan is team, right? And kerja is work. Leader is ketua. Okay, next.
Dia akan ajar saya bagaimana buat kerja-kerja saya.
All right, here we remember the plural. So kerja would be duties, all right? Kerja is work. Kerja would be the types of work or all the things you do at work. So kerja would be duties. Bagaimana is where we've learned how to use bagaimana as a question mark. Now here is how, right? So how to do the work. So how is bagaimana, and I'm using akan here to show that it is future tense. He will teach me, right? It is not dia ajar saya, then it would be just he teaches me or he is teaching me. But because you use akan, it becomes future tense. Yeah, next.
Saya boleh faham apa dia ajar pada saya.
Okay, now this may read a bit funny in English. I can understand what he teaches me is how you would say, but the word to is necessary in Malay because the teacher is teaching you, right? So I can understand, faham is understand what he is teaching me. Ajar is teach, right? And pada is to, right? Next.
Saya pergi dengan dia untuk makan tengah hari.
Okay, now here we are using the word dengan, which is with, to link the idea of you and him, all right? And then makan tengah hari. Now makan we know is eat, tengah hari we know is afternoon. So makan tengah hari becomes lunch. Now makan is also means eat, right? But in English you would not say eat lunch. You would just say I went with him to have lunch. So in Malay you need to use makan to make sense to the sentence. Okay, next slide, please. All right, here we are coming to conjunctions. Very important, very common, and these also link words, mostly nouns. All right, atau is or, dan is and, dengan is with, which we used already. Jika and kalau are if. Juga and pun are to. Now this you will be using in sentences. Me too, right? My child too will be juga or pun. How it is used in the sentence. Kerana and sebab are because. Mean that both can be used interchangeably. Tetapi is but. There's more in the next slide. Jadi is so. Now sir you will find coming in many times as a prefix in Malay. Sebagai means like or as. Sebelum, now belum means before, but sebelum is the more correct way to say before. Hingga is until. Sehingga implies until more correctly. Sejak is since. Selepas, now lepas we know is after. Selepas is the more correct way to use after. If you use lepas by itself, it is to let go, all right? Tanpa is without in a, I mean like, I want this without sugar, or I want this without milk. Tentang is about, right? Now these words, try to remember them because they'll be useful in sentences. Okay, let's go to the new conversation slide next. Right, now here I'll take you slowly because there are many new words, but I hope you enjoy learning the words and seeing how the prefixes come in. All right, can you read please?
Selamat petang, Makcik. Anda bercakap untuk masa yang lama dengan anak-anak saya.
Okay, we learned anak-anak, which is children. Anak is child. So anak-anak is children. Dengan is the conjunction we learned with, all right? Now, good evening, you have been talking for a long time. So, bercakap, now if I use anda cakap masa lama dengan anak-anak is not wrong, right? But bercakap is more grammatically correct. So the makes it grammatically correct. Untuk masa yang lama, for a long time. Lama is long, masa is time. So bercakap untuk masa yang lama. We have been talking for a long time. Next.
Ya, saya beritahu dia beberapa cerita-cerita tentang zaman kanak-kanak saya.
Okay, here there are a few words. Yes, I was telling them stories of my childhood. Cerita is story. Cerita-cerita, plural, stories, right? I was telling. So telling is tahu. Beritahu is you are telling somebody else. So beritahu, to tell somebody. Tahu is to tell as well. But beritahu is more correct here because the grandma is talking to the grandchildren. So saya beritahu dia beberapa cerita-cerita, that is many stories, zaman kanak-kanak. Now kanak-kanak is children as well, okay? Anak-anak is child, my child, but kanak-kanak is used for a general children, general group of kids. So zaman kanak-kanak would be time. Zaman refers to time, so it's childhood. Right? So if you want to talk about your childhood, then you say, I'm talking about zaman kanak-kanak, which is my childhood. Right. Next.
Mereka selalu minta kami bercerita juga, tetapi cerita kami tidak berapa seronok seperti kehidupan anda.
Right. What the daughter saying is they always ask us to tell stories too, my husband and I suppose. But our stories are not as much fun as your life. Okay. Here, Mareka is they always ask us because she's talking to her auntie or grandma or mother-in-law, someone she respects who is Machi, all right? They always ask us to tell stories too. Now, bercerita makes cerita, telling stories, becomes a verb here. Tell stories. Ber makes it a verb, not a noun cerita, story. Juga here, okay, two. Tetapi, but. Cerita kami, our stories. Now, should I say tetapi cerita-cerita kami? Yes, you could. But I just shortened it. You could say stories here, or my stories, so our stories. So cerita-cerita kami tidak berapa seronok. Now, seronok is fun or exciting or interesting, right? Or sort of make something, you feel good when you say something is seronok, right? Seperti kehidupan. Now, hidup is live or life, right? But kehidupan makes it the noun, life, right? Your life. To live is hidup. Something is alive, we say hidup. Itu hidup. That means that is alive. But here, kehidupan is your life. Okay. So next.
Kehidupan di kampung menyeronokkan, tetapi susah juga. Kanak-kanak ini bernasib baik.
Okay. Now, kehidupan is again life. Di kampung, in the village, right? Now, here is the use of preposition di. Now, di has many, many uses, which we will learn about. Kampung, we have always, you must know this word, it's village, right? Menyeronokkan. Now, this root word is seronok, which was in the earlier sentence. Menyeronokkan tells you that the stories are exciting or fun to the listener. So makes it fun. So it is how the prefix and the suffix have come here. Men, here, the S goes off, and the kan is here. This is a difficult word to add to you, but I just wanted to illustrate how a basic word changes in its use, okay? And nasib is luck, right? Nasib is luck, so bernasib, they are lucky. So the children, these children are lucky. Kanak-kanak ini, these children are lucky. Baik is bernasib baik. Baik is good. So bernasib, good luck, right? Good luck or lucky. Okay. So this paragraph, this conversation, take a bit of time to see. As we go along, you will learn the prefix and suffix usage, but it is hard to teach it straight away. But I just wanted to let you get a feel of it and introduce some of the words here. Some simple, some not so simple. All right. Thank you. Next lesson. Next slide, please. All right. So these were the answers. These are the answers to last week's exercise. All right. Simple ones. All words that we have learned. So minum is to drink, right? We learned the word kopi, which is coffee. Next one, ialah and kawan. Kawan is friend. So here we learned the word kawan, and ialah is, right? And can speak, dia can speak bahasa Melayu, right? Now teh, which we learned, is tea. Sangat manis. Sangat is very, and manis is sweet. Now here, the next in question, in answer 4, mahu balik is wants to go back. I'm going back. So I'm going back. So I want to go back. So selamat malam, I want to go back or go home, if you like. Pada tahun lepas, now last year, remember we learned the word lepas? So last year, he was my kawan, his friend, in the same workplace. Sekerja means the same place. So in the same, kerja is work. Sekerja makes it the same office or the same workplace. All right. Next one, we are using the word sayur sayuran, which was learned last week for vegetables. And the next sentence, again, bulan lepas is last month. And the preposition dari, I'm coming from Malaysia, right? So from Malaysia, and last month. Pada, when, on, during, or on. Mana anda pergi semalam? Semalam is yesterday. And this is question, we use mana. Another question, bagaimana, is how. And kerja esok is tomorrow, a word we learned in an earlier lesson. And where are you from? The next sentence, dari mana is where from, right? Dari is from, mana is where, and did you get your milk? This milk, ini, susu ini is this milk. So this is how the sentence forms. Now you would have realized that it is sometimes inverted, like susu ini is susu ini not this milk, right? We say in English, we say this milk, but in Malay, you say susu ini, right? Milk this. All right. Thank you all very much. We'll see what we have for tomorrow, for the next lesson here. I hope you continue to try. This is a conversation, simple one, with words we have already used. So try to translate this, and we will show you the answers in the next lesson. By the time you have come to lesson 6, if you have been following, I hope you are learning with us. And if you have any feedback and there's a way to let us have your comments, all right, we will be happy to receive them. Thank you. Thank you.
Terima kasih, Cikgu.
Bye.